Hey guys, Trav4 here today, and we are reviewing the VH Footwear Custom Skates. So I got mine about a month and a half, almost 2 months ago, and I've been using them for about 3 to 4 times a week. And since then, I've got a lot of both positive and negative feedback, so let's just jump in right now. So for those of you who aren't familiar with VH, they build custom molded skates specifically to your foot. They're really based out of Winnipeg here, and for local guys like myself, they can do a 3D scan of your foot, which we showed in the previous video, and you can check that out right here. If you aren't local though, you can print a measuring sheet, and it's just a piece of paper you get through email or you can download online. You print it off and then you trace your foot, and then you can send it back to them, and once they get your order, it'll be about 3 to 4 weeks to get your skates. And my order took just a couple days over 4 weeks, which isn't a big deal to me. But when I first saw VH skates on TV over a year ago, I thought to myself, they look god-awful ugly, and they still do, the one-piece gold skates. And I thought I would never consider these skates, but after seeing goaltender after goaltender continuously switching to them, and I was curious. So I skated with Andrew McPherson over the summer, and he plays pro over in the DL over in Germany, that's Division 1, and he's also an overseas rep for VH, and he got me really interested in these skates. But when I came across this sweet looking picture of these VH skates you can see here, that's really put me over the edge, and I may have wanted to invest in a set of VH skates. So you get two options here when you're buying from VH. You can get a custom boot like me, and then you add your cowling of choice, which will run you a minimum of about $700 plus taxes. If you're in Canada, you're paying Canadian. If you're in America, you're paying US dollars. So then you also have the option of the one-piece gold skate that will run you $980 plus tax. Now you're probably thinking that is an insane price for skates, and I'm going to touch on that a little bit later on in the video. So with the fit, they build the skate specifically around your foot. So the first couple of ice times, they'll be really tight and kind of a little bit tough to get into because there isn't much wiggle room like you would have in a stock skate off the shelf. Now you have the option to heat mold these here, which I would highly recommend doing because these things are incredibly stiff, and I'm talking almost no give at all on the boot whatsoever. One thing that these skates have though is a Velcro skate tongue, and I'm not a fan of it. I can see that it's nice because you can adjust it to your personal preference to make the skates fit real nice just the way you want them, but it's super flimsy and it's always moving around, and I found that it was always shifting to the outside of my skate, and when I would try to adjust it, it would just come out. So that's something that I think VH really needs to address moving forward, because the Velcro tab is really short and that thing would come out like you wouldn't believe. So as far as aesthetics go, I got the skate boot with just a stock look. I got a little bit of white on the side, nothing too special. I've just never been a fan of the black look on skates. I found, the more white you have on a skate, I think the better it looks, but that's just total personal preference for me. So for performance, the performance is incredible here because they are specifically molded to your feet. The skates are like an extension of your foot, and it took a couple of ice times to get used to, but as you can see here, I'm feeling comfortable, I'm feeling confident, and nice and explosive in these skates. The only real issue I had was in my reverse VH a bunch of times at first. I felt the skates were putting a lot of stress on my ankles because there is no wiggle room in the skates. So I just loosened it up a bit, played around with it a bit, and I've been good ever since then. Protection is great as well, all around. So far, I've had no issues whatsoever. And when you have a skate that's costing you anywhere from $700 on the low end to a high end of $1,000 plus tax, depending on where you live, and as well as the custom mod you put on, which will add more on the price tag, I would expect that the protection is top notch, which it is here. Now this brings us to our next topic, which is price points. So VH Vice President Garth Smith told me that VH Productions costs on the skates are extremely high. And now I wasn't able to get an answer as to what exactly the costs look like, but they price the skates so high because they're making these on a one-by-one basis as opposed to other skates where they're being made mass-produced. And I can appreciate that. They're using quality materials to build a good product, but I don't know if I can see a one-piece gold skate worth over $1,000. If you're like me and your team's paying for part of your gear or all of it, or if you got some decent cash kicking around, then the price won't be an issue at all. But if you're on a budget, you can easily get a Bauer 1S set of skates for $250 less, or a CCM tax for $350 less. Keeping in mind that the custom boot is only $700 plus tax, so you're going to need to purchase a set of cowlings. And if I had bought a new set of Bauer Vertex 2 cowlings, that would have added another $200 plus tax, but I didn't. Instead, I just used the Vertex 2 cowlings off my old Supreme 1100s that I got back in the spring. I got the cowlings back in the spring. I've been using the 1100s for coming up on 4 years pretty soon, but durability wise they've been really good. However, the first ice time that I got these skates, one of the eyelets popped out, and VH was quick to tell me to come on in whenever I had some free time, and they'd fix them for free, which I like. It wasn't a big deal, but if I didn't live in Winnipeg and if I was somewhere where maybe I didn't have access to get that fixed, that would be an issue. But since then I haven't had any issues, and if you do have any problems, VH advertises that any manufacturing errors they're going to cover for a warranty for up to 6 months, so they got you there. Now, a total side note here, But I've been using Bauer skates since 2009, and that's what I've just become used to. The 175s, 195s, the Vapor X's, 100s, Reactor 6000s, and now I've switched over to VH. And in that time frame, my skates have usually taken about 4 to 6 months before they started to develop really any noticeable stink, because it happens with all hockey equipment. It's just a part of playing hockey. But with these VH skates specifically, I'm not sure if it's something in the footbed or the materials they're using, but after the first 2 weeks of using these stunk like I can't even describe. And I'm not sure if maybe the materials are picking up the foot bacterial or the odors a lot quicker than maybe the Bauer ones, because this is what I've been used to. I'm used to Bauer skates. I'm not sure what it's like in CCMs and whatnot, but that's just something that I noticed wasn't very pleasant. So now what's the verdict? Would I recommend them? Absolutely. I would absolutely recommend these skates. They're a fantastic skate. They perform, they feel great, and with the right custom mods, you can make them look absolutely incredible, absolutely stunning. They do take longer than stock skates to get in, but when you compare it to the, say, 10 to 12 week wait for custom gloves or custom pads, that's nothing. We can all wait 3 to 4 weeks. They do pick up odors noticeably quicker than other skates, but considering that 100% of hockey is all disposable income that parents, teenagers, or young adults have, these are insanely expensive. And the only way that you can justify the price here is with the durability and if they last. And I haven't been using them long enough to tell you whether or not they're going to last or not. But they do give you a 6-month warranty on any manufacturing errors. So with all this in mind, I'm giving the VH skates an 8 out of 10, guys. So that's today's video. What did you think? Do you have VH skates? Do you want to try some VH skates? Are you just kicking tires on them? Whatever it is, leave a comment down below. And for everything Trav 4, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and add us on Snapchat. Leave a like and subscribe for more content if you enjoyed this video. I want to thank you guys all a lot for watching. If you got a video request, leave it down below in the comments and we'll try to get to it. Thank you again all a lot for watching, and I will see you again in the next video.